What's going on, fam, and welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody's having a blessed and wonderful day out there. Today, we're going to be talking about Metazoo. This has been a constant request, right? People have been asking me to go ahead and do an update on different TCG stuff I've done in the past, and one of them being Metazoo. So that's what we're going to do today. Today's intent is not to bash other people, Metazoo fans, or the company in itself, just basically taking a gander at the market and see where it's at based on my last video, right? So the last video I was talking about market analysis, probably on Kickstarter, right? Because that was one of the best products that you can buy in the Metasphere, whatever you want to call it, right? In their company lineup for all of their products, excluding, at the time, was play testers, and you still have secret rares and sample cards and all that stuff. But I've been watching Metazoo for quite a while as I've backed up behind the curtain to see what the company's doing, because I'm always prospecting, speculating for the next investment to see if it's smart to put my money there. And I have bought odds and ends of Metazoo not too long ago, right? Topps Chrome, because I think it's a pretty cool product. I like Topps. And typically, it's smart to put your money into Topps if that company goes somewhere, right? So I think Topps was a very fun set, having Topps Chrome cards. Now, of course, like everything else, they skyrocketed and a lot of the prices plummeted. They went down unless you had a very, very rare card. Now, looking at the market on eBay, it's actually quite shocking. I have not looked at Metazoo prices in quite some time. I have a lot of Kickstarter stuff left in my closet where I have a lot of my cards, and they are not graded, right? I have a stack of them. I have no idea what they're worth. A lot of them are actually reverse holos, and then I have a lot of other Metazoo collections and sets and boxes that are still unopened, but I don't have any current Kickstarter boxes that are still sealed. I actually got rid of that quite some time ago, right around the $5,500 mark, which is crazy to think that at one point in time, a Kickstarter box for Metazoo Cryptid Nation was actually like $10,000 to $12,000 plus, which was a crazy amount. Now, I will say today, I still want that old scratch. I still want a red ink. I think there's still phenomenal cards, really cool stuff, and there's still some cool stuff coming out. Now, one thing that I have noticed is the so-called Arby's collaboration. I've not seen a lot more of that to come out and what's actually going to happen. Now, what I do know in the past is that Arby's has not been very good for collaborations for kids' toys and kids' meals and stuff like that. And Arby's as a whole, some may like it, but it's also not really a popular restaurant today. So the day that we see a collaboration with the likes of something like McDonald's will be very, very exciting. Now, something else that kind of freaks me out, right, is that Metazoo has had so many different collaborations where they put something on their card, but it doesn't seem like an actual collaboration. I mean, Bear Walker, right, that was an actual collaboration, but when you have stuff like Spotify or whatever, and you're just putting a logo on your card with your cryptid characters, then it doesn't really show me or exude a real collaboration. Now, what is exciting, right, is that one of the first real collaborations, as far as what I've seen and how I look at it, is the Sanrio's Hello Kitty. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen the card that has come out, right? But it's an actual Metazoo card, and it's an actual illustration of Hello Kitty, and of course titled Hello Kitty. So that tells me that, of course, they had to have permission. One of the biggest companies in the world, one of the biggest IPs, probably like second or third under Pokemon, which is really, really big for Metazoo to have a collaboration with. This might help Metazoo out. Now, I know a lot of people are actually on the fence because Hello Kitty is kind of childish, right? And a lot of us are not really into Hello Kitty, but it shows that Metazoo's actually taking the leap to get out there and hop out there and not be scared to try to open up to different people, a different environment, kids. And we've all known that a lot of Metazoo has been kind of gruesome and a little bit like Magic, right? It was not really for children, but going that route kind of opens it up to like families and kids and makes it more family friendly, which might actually make Metazoo better as a whole. So I'm excited to see where it goes. Now, that's basically how I feel, right? And we talked about it before, where I felt that Metazoo pumped out too many promos and stuff like that, and they put too much emphasis into their auxiliary products, and they put less emphasis into their booster boxes, which was kind of diluted their booster boxes. And the last time I was looking at Metazoo, which also kind of freaked me out, was that a lot of LTSs were actually backing away from Metazoo because they couldn't turn a profit due to the map being so high, the pricing. And I mean, basically the boxes were plummeting to about $100 100 or below $100, some as low as $50. I don't know where they're at today for the booster boxes, but it was no way for LGS to turn a profit, essentially, right? And everybody was gunning after those special promos and the special convention cards and stuff like that. And it became very difficult. They diluted the market and printed the shit out of a lot of stuff. Now, looking at this, right, what I can tell from eBay is that July 13th, right, a lot of cards are actually selling. Some are very cheap. We're talking like $2.99. But still, it's showing that Metazoo has demand. Cards are still selling off of the market, flying off the shelf, whether it's between $2 to $10. Now, what is shocking to me that a lot of these cards that were actually pretty expensive are now very, very cheap. Even once looking at the tarot cards, right? You have this one right here, the Hollow Sam Sinclair, only went for $10. Now, you also have this Cryptid Nation sealed spell book for $78, which is not bad, right? It's a lot cheaper than it used to be, but it's still a decent price for Metazoo. And then you have, this is actually crazy, right? You have sealed booster boxes for UFO and for Metazoo Wilderness at $36 and $37. That is insane. You have Seance at $65. Nightfall at $65. And then you have Cryptid Nation First Edition at only $254, still being the front runner right now, except for the Kickstarter box. That is crazy to me, right? To have a booster box at $30 is absolutely insane. So I'm going to be quite frank, right? I don't know where Metazoo's headed in the next 5-10 years. I don't know if it's going to last. But right now, the products are gone, right? They fucking plummeted. They dropped off of a mountain. They spun 55 times. They hit their head. They're in a coma, vegetative status. I don't know what's going to happen. It's not looking good, right? It's not looking good. And in looking at their social media presence, I haven't seen a whole lot of movement or a lot of accounts that have been added to the social media presence like Discord. A lot of them are still bots. If you scroll through their stuff, they still have a lot of bot accounts. I don't truly know where it's headed. I mean, the prices are actually very, very cheap. And the cards, it's not looking good, right? You have a blaster box right here, $35. It's actually not bad because these are like $20 in the store, and it's $35 on here, $39. So Topps Chrome is still relevant right now. But then moving over to the hot stuff, the thing that we always really talk about, because Cryptid Nation Kickstarter is one of the hottest products that Metazoo has. So by looking at this, you can kind of take a gauge in the market with the hottest and the most valuable rare product and see what the market's doing. And right now, the Cryptid Nation Kickstarter box just sold mint factory 18 bids at $1,865, sub $2,000. Now, a lot of people in hindsight are still going to say this is a big return if you would have bought this in its infancy, right? If you would have got these boxes in the very beginning, this is still a great return today. But once again, these boxes were like $12,000, right? When I had mine not even too long ago, a few months ago, this was like $5,000, $5,500, and then also hovering right around $3,900 to $4,400. But right now, we're under $2,000, under $2,000. What I can say, right, if Metazoo does survive, Metazoo, and I'm not saying park your money here. I'm not telling anybody today to put your money into Metazoo. And that's what a lot of you have to understand, is that when it's not a good time to invest or park your money there, later our attitudes are going to change. At one point in time, when I said Metazoo was a good investment, put your money there, a lot of things went up in value. And then over time, as my sentiment changed and before the market started crashing, you offload a lot of that product. Now, you can look at this in one or two ways, right? But right here, you have to make your own decision, is that a Metazoo Kickstarter box might be a good deal because it's the cheapest it's ever been, right? For the most part, except when it came out. For a long time, it was very, very, very pricey. Or this box can continue to go down in value. And that's what we don't know. That's the scary part. Is this going to touch $900 and go down even more? Or is it going to go back up because the more you open this product, this is an extremely rare booster box. Now, as we scroll down, this is not an anomaly, right? You can see across the board, Kickstarter cards, you have lots, you have Cryptid Nation 1, box toppers. only $352 for this whole CGC lot, a rather large lot right here. And you also have more Kickstarter boxes right here, also under $2,000. So there are several. Now, you do have one at $23.75 as of June 30th, which shows 68 bids. I haven't looked at the bids to see if it was shield or if it was actually legitimate, but from the looks of it, right, just from the looks of it, it seems as if there was a lot of demand for this box. So it is not looking too good, right? Kickstarter boxes have dropped down to about $2,000. So take it or leave it. Let me know what y'all think. Drop a comment if you're still into Metazoo. What are you looking for on the horizon? What are you looking for Metazoo to do? I've heard them saying they're going to do a lot of things, right? We're talking about books. We're talking about TV shows, cartoons, games, the whole gamut. But every time it comes to fruition, it seems like they go 10% instead of 110. I want to see an actual video game. I don't want to see shorts. I want to see an actual television show. I want to see something in the future that's actually going to expand the IP. And the last time I was looking at it as well, things I don't want to see is stuff like Steve Aoki on Whatnot shilling his own product, while Mike on the flip side is saying that I don't believe in the secondary market and pumping the product, because as co-owners, right, you two are on the opposite end of the spectrum, and it just screams not good to me, right? You don't have one owner saying don't pump the product, and you have the other one shilling the stuff with some dude on Whatnot. That shit don't make sense to me, bro. So let me know what y'all think. I would love to hear what you have to say. Drop a comment down below. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see y'all soon. Out.